Thanks for staying with us. On this next segment, the federal government of Nigeria has banned 18 foreign universities, denouncing them as degree mills. Among them are 5 from the United States, 6 from the United Kingdom, 3 from Ghana. Furthermore, the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Education, has temporarily halted the assessment and accreditation of degree certificates from Republic of Benin and Togo. These actions followed an undercover investigation by Daily Nigerian reporter Umar Audu into the booming business of obtaining degree certificates from universities in Benin Republic and Togo. Now, this is quite alarming because this story is not really new. Many of us, or many Nigerians, have known for years that there are questionable degrees, especially from Republic of Benin and Togo. However, what makes this one different is that now we have core evidence where this man was able to get his degree within 6 weeks. Now, what led to his to this undercover was when they observed that many of these people with dubious certificates were getting jobs in civil service. They were getting jobs, and others who actually went to school were languaging without work, and they were in poverty. And these ones who got these questionable degrees were entering civil service and just getting their jobs. And they had to go find out how this came about. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, it's quite painful to see that these are people that have been in our system for years, that they've had collaborators within our system and their countries. Many people even travel to Europe, to the UK, and go to all these quack universities, come back in 2-3 years, have a degree, and try to get a job. And because they're foreign degrees, they're recognized. So we've had these issues for years, but nobody has actually done the work of going to get hardcore evidence. And we have it now from Umar. So what are your thoughts on this? Yeah.
Popular rumor that, those, even all the way to Ghana. I remember then, before going to law school, someone came and said, from a particular school, and it just didn't make sense. And it made the news. All those stories made the news about how quack and, some just had a fence and gates at the entrance. You go in, there are no faculties, no buildings, nothing, and the university comes from such establishment that, they only go online and give. And so it's a popular thing we know here. But to confirm it is another business. When I saw this on X, I was very impressed by this journalist. I must commend his work. He did this work. He made sure that he did not collect the degree and say he has finished the work. He got to service. Yes, he wore uniform and stuff. Yes, so this degree I have is 8 weeks old. And they did all the backdating. He has his receipts, proper investigation. They finished work. And so, of course, you can't blame the federal government for taking a stand. If people in Benin Republic continue to give, because we have NUC here, and I want to believe that any country in the world has an NUC, National Universities Commission, that approves. I remember when I was taking all my options in Islamic law, I wanted to have a combined degree honors, and LASU just started an Islamic law department where we could take this on, and our second set. We're constantly under accreditation process in that faculty then, because NUC would come. LASU was looking for professors of Islamic law. I remember by Professor Issa Debelo, they were coming in from Ilorin. They were trying to get the accreditation. I wanted all my options so that I have Islamic knowledge as well as common law knowledge at once when I graduated. And so we saw the work that they put in. So I cannot believe, I won't sit comfortable to hear that somebody go Cotonou, come back.
6 weeks.
Just come carry degree come. So Cotonou, if they want to get that accreditation they want as a country, where people would respect a degree from any of their institutions, they must do the work. They cannot just sell land, one full 10-acre land, and continue to allow people to just put fences around it.
Yeah. So there are also two types to this story, which is the ones that go and get a fake result, they are aware. And then for those that go to schools that are unaccredited, yes, and they are unaware that they haven't been accredited. So, that is something we also need to look at, because quite recently I have met quite a couple of people who are thinking of sending their children to school in those countries, those particular 2 countries. And it seems like it's even more popular now. And, I was having a conversation recently with someone, and I'm saying, please take the time to make sure that this particular school you're taking your child to, it's an accredited school, and you don't end up a few years after graduation realizing that you have been scammed for all the 6 years or 4 years that your child spends there. And Nigerians that also know that these schools are, fraud, and then you take your child there. What do you expect to come out of something like that in a few years? Because whether we like it or not, investigations will happen. When I used to work at a bank, we had worked for, sometimes your when you get the admission, when you get into the job, it takes a while for them to do the investigation. So you may have spent 6 months, 8 months thinking you are comfortable at the job, and then they come up with the investigation and realize that your certificate was fake. And it happened to a colleague at that time. Very popular colleague. Everybody liked this guy. And then we found out that the next day we just found out that he had fake results. And I remember I felt no empathy for him because I had friends who had worked hard and were looking for jobs for years and they didn't get. And here are people with fake results just going up and down. So I'm happy this journalist did the good work of investigating and bringing it out. But we know, Nigerians know, parents that send their children there know, long before this journalist. And they say that there are Nigerians in these universities working in collaborations with those other people. Nigerians will go there and set up this camp and work. So it's all about us again. Just sabotaging Nigeria. Sabotaging
I thought they say I'm abusing the people.
No.
We the people. Okay, let me come to you.
I did say that. So the National Association of Nigerian Students, begged the federal government after this policy came out. And they are saying that a lot of students in those countries as well have gone in legitimately. There are some schools there that, they are still studying well and they are completing their 4 years or 5 years course and graduating. And what is going to happen to them if the federal government just does a blanket, policy or ban against their accreditation and evaluation? But I am more worried because I'm worried because I know it's going to take a lot to start investigating individual universities and individual platforms. It's going to cost a lot, even on the part of our government, to do that. Because this particular, information that came out, the guy said that by the time he even checked in the platform, like, when you do something that's fake, there's no way it gets into the platform. So if you go confirming, you may find out that you are not recognized, your name is not there. But the name was there. It was in the system. So he can take that certificate anywhere and they will believe that is authentic.
So
as in
the scam is deep. So now definitely there will be collateral damage. There are students who, this one is just their lot, they would be affected, and they are legitimate. How do we help those students?
But how are they legitimate?
No. They went to the school, like you mentioned initially. They were doing their 4 years. They did not buy the certificate.
Do you know
and they did not know that it was not accredited. We've had people who have been studying from countries in Ghana and all of that, and they come out and they're working today, and they did 4 years, 5 years.
I get you, but I'm saying that it's still illegitimate. It's a fake university. They're not meant to be there.
What this university says that there are some legitimate schools, just as you have in the
that will be
UK,
caught in
that
the
they export
crossfires.
education. Now all of us, everybody want to go to school.
So you are saying the school is legitimate?
So the school is legitimately founded, but there's a racketeer within the system who does this. So what she's saying is protect those
people that are legitimate.
That business is not Nigeria's business. Education, wherever it sits in the world, can be an export. In export capacity, like we do in the UK. You bring a UK degree, I come from the UK. They will give you priority for work when you are seeking employment. So if Benin and Togo want people to take their country serious, there's nothing big. There's nothing. We can go to school there, but make sure that system criminalize what is happening and clean it out, and then sell to the Nigerian government. But for now that we cannot verify, we cannot go and
we can't do it for them.
And sorry. That some students are affected. You understand? If the degree is recognized in Cameroon, for instance, or Seychelles, the graduates can go there and find job. But Nigeria here, we cannot be bothered and spend Nigerians' resources trying to go and clean up Togo and Benin Republic's universities. I know someone that was personally affected when I was seeking degree. I wrote Jamb like 5 times. I'm not exaggerating.
Jeez.
And I had my wife in one sitting. We're not getting cut off. We want to study law. It was a tough time. Some of our friends decided, let's go to Ghana, only for them to do 4 years and find out when they went to in Ghana was another problem. The guy came home and wrote Jamb. Another time we are wasted. He wasted time. He then went to school here and he saved himself the problem.
I know somebody actually. Now that you're talking, he went to. His parents always complain that he never go to school. They don't know if you're doing projects. You just know that he went to school sharp, but we don't know which school is he. No signs of education. Suddenly, 4 years just shows up with NYSC degree. And his parents are just excited. Those of us on this side of the family, like,
What's going on here?
Uncle, where did you get this degree from? But we knew something, but we just couldn't ask any questions. We just show up with a degree. But no, but see, that's the problem is that we know these things exist.
Yeah, we do.
Now, why did they have to take one journalist to do the work? And that's where I have a problem. Because many of us know issues going on with different parts of Nigeria.
And we gossip.
Even we gossip about corruption in different places. We gossip about corruption in civil service. We gossip about corruption in different places. Yeah. We talk about all Nigeria's problems. But nobody has actually gone to actually find the root and say, okay, Mr. A, you are the one who is liable for this. Arrest him, as in the prosecution. We don't ever see it through. We just gist about it. But this person, now, a federal government is reacting based on one journalist's decision to investigate an issue and to a logical conclusion.
I'm even happy that they reacted to this one. Because
it's good that they react.
Journalists have also uncovered the trafficking rings, agents and all of that. We don't see arrests.
So that one, cabals are involved.
Which
that
one?
That one go heavy. The arrests go heavy.
Trafficking, human trafficking.
Human trafficking,
And all of that. And along the West African train. And you see journalists, Sharon. So we would like to see...
So it's investigated. So after an investigative journalist does his work, I am hoping that the federal government does another investigation. So you don't just jump on what the journalist says. It just gives you an opening. And sometimes, especially with schools like this, it may be an easier investigation to go through than something like human trafficking.
That one is heavy.
Exactly. It will take longer time and a lot more, you know...
A lot of risks. There's a lot
of risks, like they do with also the drug trafficking. You say that, why is it that Nigerians wait until someone like this does, you know, does the work of doing the investigation? We just talk about it and complain because we're all complicit. Because this person's child went there, he's back, nobody died. Please, you too, go. Because you also want to chop out of it. You want to participate in it. If you open your mouth too much, you don't get to participate in it. So that is why we do for every single thing that is happening in our country, and we don't do anything about this because somehow we're involved in it.
Absolutely.
I would, see, sometimes we have relatives that we know are in places with certificates that they should not
look the other way.
Have we gone to the police to report our relatives?
For what?
Never. You know, my brother was telling me, I think, was it my brother, was saying that one of the reasons why, I can't remember what the conversation, but he was telling me, somebody was saying that the reason why I would not stop, because I think it was one my brother was talking to, the two brothers, my brothers talking together. My older brother was telling my older brother, the reason why I would never support you is because I know that if I break the law, you would arrest me.
Good.
So I will not support you because I know you, that's the point. He would take it. Shegun would, if I break the law, my brother would put me in jail. Yeah. That's Shegun for you. But there are not many people like him.
Yeah.
So we have to get to the point where we can look corruption in the face and say, we're not going to be part of this anymore. We must do it as a people.
So why I disagreed is that back then, when those schools were the alternatives. So the guy, you graduate from secondary school at 16 and you're already in just 100 level in another place. Your parents had to do something. And I come from a home where I was made to wait the wait.
Yes, so
every year you know me to cut off, you write another job.
You write them.
So I was frustrated looking at my dad thinking, do you really love your children? And one time a friend of mine sold one, what they call quick centers, where you go and write, take short classes. And then special centers. And I came and said, Jamb form is 8,000, but that center is 50,000. When I said, you ever write Jamb in that center, I cost the certificate.
Yeah,
there
are families that will not give their kids that alternative.
Yes.
So,
Let me Professor Zubairu calling from Zaria. Thanks for calling, sir. You're live. Mohammed from Zaria.
Mohammed, from Zaria. This is the first time I'm getting to...
Welcome to the show, Prof.
Thank you very much. Please, I just want to bear my mind on this issue of fake degrees and fake qualifications. Unfortunately, this issue of fake degree, we are not addressing it. We are playing the ostrich around it. We have universities in Nigeria. If we have good universities, our siblings, brothers and sisters and children do not have to necessarily go to other countries and obtain qualifications. In the past, foreign students, go to school with us here in Nigeria. I went to school with Pakistanis, with Indians, with British. In fact, in my secondary school days, I went to school with British, citizens. But today, our universities are mere shadows of their past. And this is because of bad policies and bad management of our educational system, you know. And so we need to really wake up and repair our own system. Now, what would Benin and Togo offer that Nigeria cannot offer its citizens?
Yeah.
Why do we have to go outside? And the issue of fake degrees, most of these fake universities are known, and their names are published by a National University Commission. So you cannot say and pretend that you did not know and you went to Benin to study. It is not true. These fake universities are known, they are listed, and even if they are not listed, you will hear from other people. There's a method of verification to know whether these universities are fake or not. And so government is even acting very lately.
Yes.
And please, I also want to bear my mind on this issue of ASU. Please, I want you to ask government. Government budgeted 50 billion naira last year to solve ASU strike. 75 billion naira to repair it. Where is the money? What happened to it? ASU was forced by the Industrial Dispute Panel to call off the strike. Now,
all right, thank you very much, Professor Mohammed. Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring in the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Dr. Chris Mayaki, to join the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.